Today we will begin our unit on geometry by looking at lines. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will classify lines as perpendicular, parallel, or intersecting. Classifying lines. A line extends forever in both directions. As you can see to the right, this is shown by having the line extending past the points and having arrows on either end. The notation, which is on the very right, shows the line XY and has the line over it with two arrows, one on each end, to show us that it's a line. A line segment has two endpoints, so the segment does not extend beyond the dots there. And it's notated with the XY and just a line over it, no arrows on either end. A ray has one endpoint and extends forever in the other direction. So we have ray XY, and it's heading in the Y direction, and you can tell that from the notation because the arrow is pointing past the Y. If lines cross through the same point, they intersect. If they intersect at right angles, they are perpendicular. If they do not intersect, no matter how far they extend, they are parallel. So you can see we have the lines intersecting, the lines crossing at right angles, so they're perpendicular, and the lines are parallel here. No matter how far they extend, they will never cross. Rays, segments, and lines can intersect, be perpendicular, or be parallel. Example 1. State whether the figure is a line, a ray, or a segment. The figure to the right has one endpoint and extends forever in the other direction, so the figure is a ray. For the triad, we need to state whether each figure is a line, a ray, or a segment. So for A, we have this straight line here, but it stops at either endpoint, which makes it a segment. For B, it has an endpoint on the right and an arrow extending all the way to the left, so that makes it a ray. For C, we have a line, and we can tell it's a line and not a segment because it has arrows on both ends telling us it extends infinitely in either direction. Then for D, we can tell that's also a line because it has an arrow on either end. For example 2, we have to describe the relationship between the line segments. The segments intersect at right angles, so the segments are perpendicular. In our example here to the right. For the triad, we need to describe the relationship between the lines, rays, and segments. For E, we have two rays, they're next to each other, and they're extending in opposite directions, and no matter how far they extend, they are never going to cross, so they are parallel. For F, we have a line segment being intersected by a ray, and we can tell it's not perpendicular because they do not cross at right angles. So for this one, we're just going to write intersecting. For G, we have a line extending in either direction and a line segment, and they are parallel because no matter how far the line extends, it's never going to cross the segment. Finally, for H, we have a ray and a line, and they're going to cross because we know the line will keep extending, and if you extend it all the way through, we can tell it's going to cross at a right angle, so we have a perpendicular. Please make sure you've copied down all of the answers and glue this page in your math notebook.